Alright, you guys, welcome back to the channel. Here for some more Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. The final DLC is on the horizon, and they're ending things off with a bang. We got 10 whole years of content. It's kind of a bittersweet moment just because playing and covering this game for a whole decade, now it's finally ending. Oh man, it is what it is. At least the Xenoverse franchise is continuing with Xenoverse 3 itself. If you guys are excited for this upcoming DLC or even Xenoverse 3, please make sure to drop a like on today's video, turn on post notifications, subscribe if you're new around here, and let's break today's information down. So they actually confirmed this within yesterday's trailer that they released, which is right here. And over here on the official Dragon Ball Games Twitter page. One final chapter remains. Future Saga Chapter 4, the final DLC for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. The countdown starts now. New reveals every day until launch. So this is the unique thing that they're doing. It would have been cool to get this for all the previous DLCs, but that doesn't necessarily matter. At least they're doing it right now for the finale. So we did get the trailer itself revealing the full Goku transformation, 2 new power-ups for Fu. We got the USV Supreme Kai of Time, aka Chronoa. The story itself, heroes versus villain, probably going to be the best DLC in terms of actual story contents, right? Because there have been previous DLCs that did great in terms of giving us playable content. I believe DLC 6 was one of the larger ones, but this is going to be up there for sure. You see how ominous Fu is right there? The timeline is going to be erasing apparently. By who? USV Chronoa? Possibly. Are we going to be getting a brand new Awoken skill? The Ultra Superhero transformation that Goku received? We'll go ahead and talk about all that. So we do have the character renders, pretty dang cool. I just like how Goku looks right here. You see his whole left side, it has like this metallic chrome look to it, and his hair, it's kind of like this Super Saiyan Ultra Instinct, you know what I mean? If we actually go over here, shout out to Slow Plays for sharing, it kind of looks like the true UI from the Moro arc. Did he attain true UI at this point? Perfected Ultra Instinct? I know there's a couple different variations. He trained with the Angel Mirrors, but it's kind of similar, right? The spiky Ultra Instinct hair, the gi, have it being turned off. As we all know, they somewhat did this before with the other Future Saga chapters where they created bootleg variations of transformations from the manga, such as Ultra Ego, that's the thing. And then they made the USV Super Saiyan God Ultra Vegeta, very similar to that, and sus, I guess you could say, how they specifically went with the God version to kind of capture that purple aesthetic of the transformation from the manga. And then they also did this with Frieza Black, right? That's a new form. And then we got the USV True Power-Up transformation. Now Goku himself. So 3 bootleg transformations from the manga. You can't hide anymore, dimps. We're onto you, but we just can't prove it. Anyway, there's that, and the content on the right. 1 extra missions arc, which is going to be the all-out war. I'm assuming that's going to be a total of about like an hour long in terms of the playthrough. Which, by the way, stay tuned to the channel because whenever the DLC does drop, we're going to be covering the entire pack itself. Characters, accessories, costumes, story missions. And it's going to be a great time, right? And I know that's one of the things that a lot of you guys are looking forward to the most. The actual extra mission arc. So there's one of those. 2 parallel quests, which is not as much as what they've been giving out before, which is totally fine. I'm sure these parallel quests will be a bit more unique. It could go in hand with the actual storyline where we go up against every single villain ever, or maybe kind of like a finale goodbye type ending where we go up against Goku, kind of like an end of Z type moment. I don't know, man. It could be anything. I think the last chapter 3, they had us fight Broly, which was like one of the more difficult ones to complete, where he transformed from Wrath into his full power state with an immense amount of health. That was kind of fun. 4 additional moves. Obviously, they're going to be coming from USV Chronoa and USH Goku. It makes sense for them just to include a little bit of moves, just because whenever they do include a different power-up of an already existing character, they would have some of their previous skills from the other forms, but just some new ones as well that has been added, right? I think Vegeta, USV, Jiren, they had some of their own previous older ones with new attacks, maybe even slight revamps to some of the older ones. And remember that there very well could be some exclusive super attacks for these characters that we can't necessarily use for our CAC. So 2 from Chronoa, 2 from Goku is what I'm assuming. Hopefully they come with more than just 2 each in terms of the cast characters. I think that would be nice. 6 costumes and accessories. Don't know what those are. Do we have a battle damage gi like this from Goku? I don't think we do. Well, we have that early on, the Saiyan Saga battle damage, right? Without the shoes. It's kind of half torn, something similar to this, but it's just the orange part of the gi, not the blue undershirt. That could be one of it. Wouldn't it be nice if the crystal was an accessory? Well, maybe they're not going to be doing that because they might drop an Awoken skill. Probably not. 4 Super Souls, those could be very interesting. They could change the dynamics of the actual PvP area. Just depends how good they are. 1 new stage, which is going to be the Blue Crystal Realm that we've seen in the actual trailer, and 8 loading screen illustrations. So, again, new info every day until launch. Stay tuned on Official X. That should be happening later today. Now, the first piece of info is going to be in a couple of hours, July 4th. And you can see we just have the question marks. What do you guys think these additional reveals could be? Now, do keep in mind that we don't have the free update content. And whenever there is a DLC, we usually get a free update before the actual DLC release. So the DLC is going to be releasing on the 8th of July. So we'll get that free updates on the 7th. Could we get an Awoken skill? That's highly possible. Our last Awoken skill, if I recall correctly, was either Ultra Instinct or the Beast mode. I think Ultra Instinct might have been the very last one. It's one of the two. We had to go up against Jiren, and then Beast, we had to unlock that some other different way. It's about that time to get a new Awoken. And also, this is the final DLC. So how cool would it be for them to end off Xenoverse 2 with an original transformation for the CACs instead of a transformation coming from a character? And don't get me wrong, I would like the full power Super Saiyan form, Rose Super Saiyan, Rage, Super Saiyan 4, that's like the most popular one that everybody wants. Ultra Instinct Sign for every single CAC race could use it. But I think this would just be extremely fitting, right? The original transformation that Goku has in the trailer, we also get that. Now, at the very end of the trailer itself, we do see the CAC powering up, and he's also wielding the sword from Few. That's the sword that he picked up from Future Saga Chapter 3. You guys remember just before he time rift out of the wasteland, he dropped the sword? Yeah, I'm assuming that's that sword, and maybe that could help us unlock the transformation. That's what's shown here. I don't know, man. Could be cool. The aura, it's literally the same aura as Goku's additional form. And it would just be somewhat poetic in a way. Final DLC, original transformation. That could be what they reveal here, but I'm not sure about that because this is the paid content stuff. And again, Awoken skills are usually part of the free updates. Then we're going to be getting another info drop July 5th. What could that be? Well, I'm just speculating, of course. Don't know nothing. I've been seeing some commotion. Some people already want to see the new powered up Few as a playable character. And so do I. That's strange. How come they don't make these villainous warriors playable characters? They didn't do that with Super Saiyan 4 Mira. We have his original form and the Timebreaker supervillain power-up, but not the final one. And the raid boss characters, the deformed Merge Zamasu, kind of forgot his name there for a second. Who was the other one? Demegra, and there was a third character. Was it Super Saiyan 4 Mira? Anyways, those guys are playable in training mode, or was it photo mode? It was like they're exclusive to a game mode, but they're not actually playable in PvP or like offline battles, parallel quests. Same thing with this guy, man. How come, dude? The super villains are like one of the cooler characters. They should make them playable. And he even has an ascended form. I thought this was enough with the cool hair, red highlights, cracked glasses. We got the power seeping over his face, curse marks type energy, and just the outfit and design that he just received. It's 10 out of 10. And then the ascended form where he taps a bit more into that demonic path, or that USV crystal power boost, whatever it may be. This is the true source of the actual power boost, and dang, should have been playable. So what if, not confirmed, but what if for one of these 2 upcoming days, today and tomorrow, they do confirm an Awoken and Super Few? I think those 2 would be the best case scenario, but since they would be the best case scenario, that means it's probably not going to happen, because that's what the community wants, right? And Dimps, Bandai, they're probably like, nah, just give them 2 more loading screens. Just give them 1 new mascot or whatever. You know what I mean? These July 4th and 5th updates could be very minor, nothing major at all. But man, it would be nice to get one of these 2 things. That's for dang sure. Now, we also have Supreme Kai of Time Klonoa July 6th and Goku July 7th. Now, I've been seeing some comments already. People have been saying, what if they drop these characters a bit early? They haven't done that before. Remember, everything part of the paid content has always dropped within the same day. Free update contents will drop before that, right? I think that would be kind of cool and different. July 6th, we get to play as Supreme Kai, have her unlocked, and then July 7th, same thing, but I personally don't think that would be the case. I think the July 6th is just going to be a small teaser gameplay trailer of Klonoa, and then same thing for July 7th. Small gameplay teaser trailer of Goku, right? Because they did do this with the previous Future Saga Chapter 3 DLC. Only with 1 character, however. Wrathful Broly. You guys remember on Twitter they did drop that short teaser gameplay? Yeah, I'm assuming that will be something along those lines. But yeah, just really wanted to cover this. Loki forgot to go over the additional updated info in the breakdown video yesterday. Oh, a massive shout out to Slow for sharing the image here. I kind of like how they're going more of the heroes routes. Dude, this is why Xenoverse is great, because they can just do anything they want. Take some inspiration from the manga, USV Vegeta, USV Golden Frieza, and now the Moro Goku. And I guess they're taking inspiration from another Dragon Ball IP, the actual superheroes content. So you can see USV Toa, or not Toa, Supreme Kai of Time. Kind of looks like that one variation of her. It seems like she's been corrupted. I don't know too much about the heroes category of things. And then we have another version of Few. Maybe that's the same character, or like Few's father, some ancestor that I don't know about. But it's cool how they're just taking bits and pieces from odd directions. Xenoverse could do that, right? With their own original story. Why not? And the actual hints that they added within the trailer itself. So I went ahead and tweeted this out yesterday. They used the same screens, slightly updated, from the very first Xenoverse 2 announcement trailer and the new final Xenoverse 2 DLC trailer, 2016 to 2026. The more history changes, the more it stays the same. Bars. So this is what I'm talking about. Just let this play out. The Dimps screen right there. You see that? The very first announcement trailer, man. Bandai Namco Entertainment Inc. presents. And then the final DLC trailer, the same thing. Ooh, that's so cool. And then boom, Dimps. Yep. They kind of showed a little bit of this within the teaser trailer of Xenoverse 3, the Age 1000 one. And as we all know, the story mode is going to be top tier stuff. Look at this new transformation for Goku. The villains, dude, I thought it was just going to be a standard hero versus villains, but look, they even have the purple aura around the heroes, so it's going to be like heroes and villains versus Goku and CAC. How is that possible and fair? It's not. Thank you guys for 10 whole years of support. Couldn't have done this without you. If you guys made it to the very end of the video, comment down below 10 years of Xenoverse 2. Hey, and make sure to drop a like. This is it. Just wanted to talk a little bit more about the DLC before we get to that additional news that should be dropping later today, soon, in a couple of hours, I'm assuming. And I'll see you when that news does drop. Thanks for watching. Peace.